Namaste.
Namaste.
Gayatri, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
And having this conversation about actually where the world is at and kind of understanding where the world is at, why are we there where we're at, and also then a little bit looking into then what can we actually do in this world. So maybe we could start with the question, if we look into this world and we see like everything that's happening, wars, geopolitical tensions, climate things, mental health crisis, like how did we get here?
Okay. Thank you, Quanta G. Thank you, Quanta G, for having me here and this conversation, and such an important conversation in today's time. It's although it might seem very far away from us, like it's not, if a war is happening, it's happening somewhere else in one corner of the world, and I'm somehow safe and secured in my home or in my life, so it does not impact me directly. Actually, the question about how did we get here starts from this thought itself. How did we get here to a point that now if war is happening in one corner, it does not impact me? This itself is a thought of separation. Separation from one person to the other, from one culture to the other, one community to the other, and so on and so forth. So this idea that I am separate, I am different, I run my own life in isolation from others, this thought itself is the root cause of somewhere we have gotten, disconnected like this. So if you look at the whole geopolitical scenario, in fact, why don't we also look at environment in at large? Yesterday I was reading that there is this belt called the Pacific Belt of Fire or something like this, which is basically in the Pacific Ocean. There is a whole belt or this region which is full of very active volcanoes, and there's a lot of volcanic activity that happens here, and that also causes a lot of tsunamis to arise in the Pacific Ocean. And recently it's been noticed that most of the volcanoes in that area, in that region, are fully active now. So if you think about war which is happening in one corner of the world, on the other corner there are these volcanic eruptions that are happening, there are earthquakes coming in. So somewhere we need to see and reflect and understand that something has gone wrong in this period, and that itself, the issue is that we have become very disconnected. A sense of separation has come between us, the other human beings, also between us and the nature itself. We think that nature is something that is given to us to just enjoy, and we can literally do anything with it. We exploit it in many ways, but now it's become so intense and it has reached to a point that now nature is also responding back. So you see many things going in this direction. So while it feels very distant as a thought that how am I connected, or how am my internal state of being disconnected with others impacts so many things, and how can it have such a large impact on the world itself? But the truth is this: the moment I got disconnected from myself, from my core, from my being, or from that supreme, the power, the divine source, whatever we call it, that moment of disconnection led to everything else. It's like a domino effect. One thing goes wrong and then the whole system collapses. And unfortunately now we have reached to a point where the system is collapsing, which is impacting physical health of people, which is impacting mental health of people, it is impacting emotionally so many people. On a day-to-day basis in our work with Maitreyi Bodh Parivar, when we meet people, most of them are struggling at a mental and emotional level, and that directly impacts their health.
Then maybe like one thing is we feel disconnected, and then we don't feel like we're any part of this. Now we're realizing, oh, we're struggling actually. We might not know why, but we're struggling. Like why do we struggle? If the world, like all of these things are happening, if I am here sitting, like right now we're sitting in Switzerland, if I'm here, why does it impact me? I think I can say that, why do so many people kind of start to struggle a lot with themselves and with what they want to do in life now that all of those other things are happening?
The answer to this is in the same question. We think we are disconnected, but actually we are not. human consciousness is still connected somehow, but our belief is, or we think we are disconnected. That is the reason why something happening in one corner of the world has an impact on the other corner of the world. That's how nature works. That's how the design of this creation is. So we might think in our head, but I'm sitting comfortably in Switzerland. Why does a war in Ukraine impact me, or somewhere else? Why does it impact me? But subtly, at a very, very subtle consciousness level, we are interconnected. In fact, we are connected through our thoughts also. There's something called the thought sphere, wherein we catch the thoughts that are being, emitted by everyone else around us. So you will notice this also when you walk through a busy street. If you go to Zurich and walk through the city center, or near the lake where there are many people around you, you will start seeing an impact that your thoughts are changing. So this is how we are connected, but we have forgotten we are connected. And that's the reason why today a general sense across the globe is of fear, worry, uncertainty, fear of uncertainty, what will happen in future. And it's a general feeling that many people are experiencing. So that's the irony of the thing, that we feel we are disconnected, but we are connected. But we don't acknowledge it.
Yeah. So what would happen if we just keep walking like this? Like what happens, or what needs to happen so that we can see a more positive future?
See, Kwandaji, at this moment of time, the way humanity is, it's standing at a brink. There's no other way to put it forward. I don't know how to put it in a softer way, but this is where we stand today. So humanity is at a brink where it's now or never kind of a situation. If we continue to move forward with the way we are moving, with our own very narrowed approach, very self-centered, very selfish approach, then humanity will reach to a point where everything will collapse. Anyways, if you see, human mind is getting challenged at every moment. Whatever big plans you make, the nature responds in a different way. And so now mind is getting so challenged that now you don't know what to do. Should I make this plan or not? Should I plan that holiday or not? What if we go there and something else happens? Flights are crashing and so many things are happening. So if we continue like this, the human mind is going to experience a big crash down. It will collapse. So now there is something, we have to move in a direction which is beyond the mind. We have to move in a direction or connect to that consciousness which is beyond the limitations of the mind. Because mind's plans and strategies are not working. Already people are sensing it. So at this moment of time, it is important that wherever one is and whoever one believes in, important is to connect with that higher power, divine, God, source, whatever you want to call it, and stay connected to it. Because when every other system outside will fail, your heart will still continue to guide you. When everything outside is not working, cell phones are not working, networks are not working, but still you have something inside you which is your divine in your heart, who can still guide you in terms of what to do.
So how does that look like in everyday life, maybe? Like the difference between operating from the mind versus operating from your heart?
So when you operate from your heart, it's like a flow. You flow with the time, you flow with the life, and you move forward like this. The voice of the mind often gives you, contradictory opinions. If you observe the thoughts in your mind, this is what it looks like, right? Oh, I have two options, option A, option B. So if I take option A, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 things will be good in this option. If I take option B, but there are 5, 6, 7, 8 things that are also good here. So constantly there is a contradiction. Mind thrives in this contradiction. The stories of the mind, they thrive, they grow, blossom in this contradiction. And impact of that is that as a human being, you constantly experience struggle. So many people say, in fact, many young people unfortunately say that I'm confused. That's a common statement. Or people say that I'm lost. So how are you lost? Question yourself. Why am I lost? Or why am I confused? Which means something is going on inside me which is not aligning. So if one operates from the mind, you will constantly see that there are contradictory views. there are also convincing opinions going on in your mind. It's like two people sitting in your head and convincing you. Like how sometimes the marketing ads are like this. So they convince you. So it's like that kind of a story. On the other hand, when you follow the voice of the heart or voice of your divine, whoever you want to believe in, inner voice, that voice actually gives you strength and stability. This is what I have experienced in my life. I'm really blessed to have been in this experience through Maitreya Dadashreeji over the last 10 years. Before he came in my life, I was one of those people who would say, I'm lost. And I remember that I used to say so many times that I'm lost. Over these 10 years I've experienced there's really a lot of stability inside. There is clarity inside. Now when I'm making a decision, I know it's coming from my divine who's guiding me internally, and that decision comes with clarity, authenticity. There's no confusion. I know this is it. And that's where if everybody is operating from this space, we will have a world which is harmonious, peaceful. Everybody following their individual divine's guidance, what is right for them.
Sounds good. Sometimes when we speak about that vision, like this world in harmony and peace, one statement that often comes is like, yeah, but we have to be realistic.
Yes.
Like, is this, just from your point of view, is this vision realistic? Or is it going to happen?
I 100% feel it's going to happen. I feel it in my bones, I feel it in my blood, I feel it in every part of my being that this will happen. And you know why this will happen? Forget about everything else, the logic or the reasoning, or even forget even that's what my heart says, even forget that. You know why this will happen? Because it is the need of the time. Time is a very big factor in what is happening in the world today. Just few days back when we had the session in Italy about connected in consciousness, in that session we talked about the flow of time. So there was time when I was in third standard when we got the first computer in our school. And everybody went crazy about it and everybody used to wait for that lesson, that time when we could go and be in the presence of that computer. It was that crazy. And then as time moved on, internet came. As time moved on, you could actually have a computer in your hand, as small as a laptop. And then it moved forward that today we have a phone which has everything that a computer can do. So you see how technology has moved in the flow of time. Same way, now the time is asking us to do something else. Technology was created to help us practically solve our life challenges or situations, but it has also taken us away. We got too consumed in it, it's taken us away. But now the time is such that it wants us to be connected. So even if you disagree or I disagree or anyone else disagrees, time will take us there. And COVID was an example, a very practical example of how the time is flowing, how this consciousness, I feel that this is like divine intelligence that is operating. Beyond you and me and our brains, there's a divine intelligence which is working. And that intelligence now wants us to come back together and connect with each other. So, yeah, and it is practical because if you see today, many businesses that are running, which are running also successfully or picking up at least, are businesses that are connected with environment. At least, here in Europe, I see a lot of people are really valuing products that are coming from a source which is connected with the environment, eco-friendly, fair trade. So these conversations are already happening. And in no time, we will see that these are the businesses that are running the world and not the ones that run on greed.
So how does one actually contribute in this? If we have this vision of this harmonious, peaceful world, what can I do?
It starts with me. It doesn't start with anyone else. It doesn't start in big boardrooms where people are talking about making peace. No, it doesn't start there. It doesn't start in any other conference, in any other summit, those conferences, summits, everywhere we are talking about peace is good, it's useful. but it will only remain in the boardrooms and in the talks or minutes of the meetings till we experience it. So it starts with me. The moment I experience peace within me, every single step that I take is going to be towards peace. So Dadashreeji says this, right? Peace within me is peace within you. Peace within you is peace within many. And peace within many is peace in nature. Peace in nature is peace in the world. So it has to start with me. So it's not really about changing the world. This is how I see it. It's not about changing the world. It's about changing yourself. How can I become better?
And how does one actually practically do that?
Yeah.
Because we have all of those influences. We all have our phone all the time. In this world where there's so much coming in, what can one do to move towards this direction?
See, you don't have to leave your practical life. You don't have to go into mountains and sit in jungles and meditate for years and years together. That's not what is spirituality actually. There are many myths and misconceptions about this, that you have to do this and only then you become spiritual. Spirituality in its true essence is living the life which you have in front of you to the fullest. So if I have to go to the job or I have to go to work, I have to go to work. And how can I really do my work in a way that it justifies my role in that place? How can I really be in relationships with my people so that it justifies, there's love in the relationships? I'm present there, 100%. That's what spirituality is. You fulfill your duties, you live every moment, and you experience every moment. When you move away from spirituality or misconceptions about spirituality, you actually put filters. One of the most common misconceptions about spirituality is that spiritual people cannot get angry. And this was also a learning for me in my spiritual journey. I used to think, no, if I'm spiritual, I have to be always this calm, composed, very gentle, sweet person. But then I realized that spirituality, and with Dadashreeji's guidance, he was making me more and more natural every day. So then if anger is coming, I am able to express that anger, channelize that anger in a very good way, rather than suppressing it. Because if I continue to suppress it and keep acting all nice and calm, it will erupt one day. That's what happens. So practical spirituality looks like that you are living in every moment, every day, continuing your duties, fulfilling your duties, experiencing life, following your passions. And there's a sense of being anchored. Amongst all this chaos that is going on outside, you are completely anchored. And this I've experienced in professional life also. And so it's not just words. I know that in professional spaces sometimes deadlines and so many things are there. So you are pushed to your limits, mental limits also. But then if you are calm, centered, composed in that moment, you can take better decisions. Decisions which are more holistic, foreseeing everything. So yeah, that's been my experience, that even spirituality can help you in professional space also. It helps you in relationships. And most importantly, it helps you in having a good relationship with your own self. Seeing yourself in the mirror as you are truly.
So nice. How does one begin this journey? And maybe also what does this journey look like? Maybe a little bit.
See, it can start at different points for different people. It can start with meditation. It can start with reading books. Sometimes, people start with knowing the divine, and that's where your journey begins, that I want to know who the divine is. Sometimes it starts with knowing yourself, and I want to know who I am. Interestingly, both of them come to the same point. So it can start in any way, reading books, meditation, anything. What has really helped me in my own journey is that when you have someone who helps you and guides you, it becomes easier. It's like when I was in first standard, the math teacher I had was different. And then I moved to 10th standard, math teacher was different. And then I moved to college, it was different. And if I go to university, doctorate, it's going to be different. So although I can read the book on my own, but if it helps if somebody is standing there to explain to me because they are experienced. So having someone by your side as a mentor, as a guide, has really helped me. So Dadashreeji is that anchor in my life, that mentor in my life who has really simplified things for me. So for people who are starting, who are now beginning their journey, I would really suggest to them that try connecting with this image called the divine light. While it looks like a picture of a person, but it really represents a very beautiful energy. And this energy is designed in a way to guide you. And it is beyond religion, beyond any expectations or boundaries created by the human mind. It's an experience, pure experience. So connect with that image. It's been designed to help you find your path. It is there to protect you and guide you in your life. And with this support, then you move forward in your spiritual journey. You will find the answers. I have found my answers, and I'm still, it's a beautiful process that's happening. So please do, I would just say that start your journey with this divine light. And then there are other ways, so you can meditate also, and many spiritual programs are there. Maitreyi Bodh specially does this spiritual program called the Bodh series. And Bodh series is designed in a way that it helps you. There's one section which is about true knowledge. So you receive knowledge which frees you from within. Not the knowledge which restricts you and binds you, but it liberates you from within. And then the next part is that you meditate and you experience. So it's like a practice that we do. And the last part is a divine intervention, pure grace and blessings, which is called the Shakti Prabha. And this experience of Shakti Prabha, when you receive this energy, it brings about such tremendous shift within your being. The parts of your consciousness which you can't access and change. So you know that there is some pain inside your consciousness, but you can't go there. You somehow are not able to reach there. So that part is treated. And it's a scientifically researched and proven process of how it impacts the brain. So this Bodh program is also a good start if you want to start your spiritual journey in that way. And Shakti Prabha, the energy.
So good.
When you start your spiritual practice, you come across two words. The first word is called sadhana, or in English, if we translate, it's called practice. So sadhana or practice is something that you do from your own side, like you meditate, you can chant Om, you can do breath watch, and so on. The other word that you come across is called Kriya. Kriya is, when you translate it into English, it's like a divine intervention. It's like a direct intervention into your being to change things around for a better version of you. So when we do our Bodh programs, one part of it is practice sadhana and the other part is Kriya. Especially like programs when we do Bodh 2, where we do multiple Kriyas or divine interventions to free your consciousness from past traumas, past negative experiences. So very powerful Vedic process called Agni Sanskar Kriya. Agni Sanskar Kriya, Agni means fire. So it's a Vedic process where in the presence of fire, you are able to give your blocks and dissolve your blocks through a divine intervention. There's another Kriya that we do in Bodh 2, and it's called Chitta Shuddhi. Chitta is your subconscious mind or deep layers of your subconscious mind. So removing blocks and negative experiences, traumatic negative experiences, memories from that level of your consciousness. And then another Kriya is done which is called Sambandh Bij Sanskar Kriya. Sambandh is that purest bond with your divine, where divine is not sitting somewhere up there in the clouds or in the heaven, but you actually experience that divine is alive, living within you. So through this process of divine intervention, a very powerful divine bond is established within you. So that from that moment onwards, you are guided by your divine. Then you don't feel lost or confused. So those are the kriyas that we do, or the divine intervention processes that are done. And each one of them is really powerful. It's blessed with divine grace and love. and it transforms one's life. So I would really say, if one wants to start the spiritual journey, they should experience these processes, and yes, they are happening here in Europe all the time, so we have that opportunity.
So if people get in touch with Maitreyi Bodh for the first time, they sometimes get irritated, like, who is this man in this picture, in this divine light, and all that? Like, do I really need a person in my life who helps me? And so I would just want to ask you that question, like, is this required to grow?
Yeah.
And what's maybe also the role of Maitreya Dadashreeji for all of us, actually?
Yeah. It's like, everything, if you see in this world, I'll explain it from a logical side first, and then we can go spiritually also. Everything in this creation has a purpose, right? So this camera, which is right now recording us, has a purpose. This light has a purpose. Anything, this mic has a purpose, table, chair, everything is designed or created with a purpose. There's nothing in this creation without a purpose. So when it comes to moving forward or growing in your life, there is always that you can study on your own. So Google can help you with anything, everything, right? But still, when you get stuck somewhere, you still need someone to support you, help you. So it's been also a long tradition. I know in Europe it's been a long tradition. Whenever you want to learn a skill, you go to a master who knows the skill, and you like an apprenticeship, so you study under the master, right? And that's a very common tradition.
Yeah.
Now it's becoming lesser and lesser with time, but it has been there in our roots, in our tradition, always. So when it comes to life, why is it such a big question, that do I need someone to guide me in my life? When you are taking help from anyone and everyone to understand technology, to understand a skill, to understand, we take driving lessons also. So to drive a car, you can take a lesson and take somebody's help. Why not life? Why is that such a big problem? I understand maybe in past people have experienced that some masters or some people have taken advantage of this and in a way not used it in the right way. That is true, I agree with this. But then still, how can you stop your search? In my own journey of life, I have seen, before Dadashreeji came in my life, I have seen many different people doing different things. And in my heart, I can sense it also that what they are doing is not with the purest of intention. But then I move away from there and I go somewhere else. But till the time I find it, I find the right guidance, how can I stop? We spend so much time in doing research to find the right product on the internet. But with life, we can't do this. So that's my question. At least in my experience of life, Kontaji, I took this resolve inside me that I will not stop till I find the right person who can guide my life. Or who can help me. Not take control, not in a controlling way, but who can help me understand life. So we need to now look at this concept itself in a different way. That if I take help for everything else, why not life? And then, with everything having a purpose, now I'll come to Maitreya Dadashreeji. Who is Maitreya Dadashreeji? So you can see him as he's the founder or the guiding light of Maitreyi Bodh Parivar as this organization. Now I move a little beyond that. What is he actually doing in the lives of so many people across the world? So many individuals, so many organizations, even people who are at a very good position in the society, they come and seek his guidance and help. So what is he doing? His main, how he operates is that he helps you connect with your inner divine. So no matter which religion you follow, no matter which master you have followed in the past or you still continue to follow, he doesn't ask you to leave it. But he strengthens your bond with that master, that divine. His purpose of being on planet Earth in this time period, we talked about time some time back. This time period requires someone to come here and uplift the human consciousness. the energy of human consciousness is very low. And these are the thoughts that we are experiencing. This is the mental breakdown that we are experiencing. So who will come down to uplift this? Somebody has to get their hands dirty. And he has come here with this intention, purpose itself, that he's here to help us uplift ourselves. And with him, the one beautiful thing is that he does not believe in creating followers. I have seen it and I've experienced it, that he makes a leader out of each one of us. That's the beauty of this. So who is he? He is beyond a person or a human being in a physical body. He is a consciousness on earth, right now active and working to take humanity out of this low state to an experience of love. And in Europe, everybody has experienced it. I don't need to say much, but everyone across the globe who has ever come in his physical presence has experienced love. So I would say that try it out once. Don't jump to a judgment already. At least try it out once. When we can try different clothes before we decide what to buy, why not with life? Why not with life?
True.
Why are we so, not serious about life itself?
I think that's it, no? I think there's not much more to say. Those are the steps that one can take, obviously. And walk towards this world of peace and harmony. Thank you so much, Gayatri, for being with us today.
Thank you, Kwantaji.